Yesterday, Tawana and LaShawn woke me up with a message. They said, hey, in EXP, you are above the #1 black agent in EXP. Actually, she was like, by a million. Actually, 1.5 million. She said, you are technically the top black agent in EXP in Michigan. And I was like, wow, I ain't been an agent 2 years.
That's fire.
Not 2 years. Like my volume right now, I've sold 51 houses this year, and I'm at like almost 7 million.
Damn.
You know?
That's
awesome.
Because
What's up, everybody? It's Brooke Jones, aka the Millennial Agent.
Hey guys, it's your girl Tyra Nicole.
Hey, everybody. I am Nicole Pay,
And you are watching the RPR podcast.
is my mic good? I'm good. Okay.
What's up, everybody? Listen, this is the RPR podcast where we talk about the real shit and not real estate. I'm filling in for your host, Brooke Jones, aka the Millennial Agent, and I am Will Pay.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Tyra Nicole.
Hey, everybody. I am Nicole Pay, and today we have state championship football coach, owner of Hit the Hole, marketing director of Game Time Custom Apparel, and realtor. I said it. See, I did it again. Realtor, because they always make fun of me for the way I say that. Top producing realtor, Chris Moore. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And his lovely wife Audrey is sitting over there where she's going to tap in with us too. So we're going to cheers real quick, everybody. Yes, cheers. We do
cheers.
a around
Cheers.
the world
Yeah.
cheers. Here we go. All right, so we're going to dive into it. So before we even get into Chris, we always start with hot topics. And there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. Where do we want to start?
Well, we brought it to you first, the Diddy stuff.
Oh, we brought the Diddy
talking
stuff.
about the Diddy stuff from
way
the very
before the
beginning.
Diddy stuff was a Diddy
and
stuff.
I clearly remember telling you guys that he was going down.
He was going down.
Yeah. So
So Diddy's
all the way
officially
down.
been arrested.
And speaking of Diddy, I
Right.
think all people who practice a weird life are being exposed, so they
Yeah.
want to prove themselves, right?
Oh yeah. So
I already know. Okay, I already know.
That was
where
a good segue.
So he's going to Shannon Sharp. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about Shannon Sharp for a minute. So Shannon Sharp, he went live when he was doing the nasty. Is that what happened? Yeah. Okay, so he went live when he was doing the nasty, and we love our video producers over here. And the funniest thing happened. They're already dying.
Yeah.
During setup.
Before we went live with this, and I'm going to go ahead and. Do you guys want the camera on you or what?
Well, first of all,
okay.
let's read the text.
I have the actual text message.
Yeah.
So our video producer
And this is
just
a husband
got
and wife
married.
team.
Just got
Yeah.
married 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to quote. Where should I start? Shannon Sharp's body looks so good now. No wonder he was clapping them cheeks.
Caught clapping them cheeks.
No,
You gotta
I'm reading the text message as it says. Will Pay.
she like, oh,
Slow your roll. I can't even see my glasses.
No wonder.
No wonder he was clapping them cheeks like I saw him shirtless and was like, damn. Do we see this?
And we want to zoom in on the shirt.
Oh wait, that's
picture.
even Hutch. You even got Hutch on the damn. So we're gonna go ahead and
Zoom in.
hold on. Where's the picture? You guys, where's the picture? Hold on.
Hey,
I don't want to go through your
For our
phone.
male heterosexual viewers, close your eyes.
Where's the picture? Oh, Lanice, give me the picture. I want the picture.
Picture, please.
So Shannon Sharp posted this. How old is Shannon Sharp? How old
I
is
don't
he?
know, but that body
I think-
probably doesn't.
I think Shannon.
Oh,
Shannon's
you're
about
putting the
52.
picture? Okay. There is the picture of Shannon Sharp. It's not zooming?
It's not focusing. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Shannon Sharp
We gotta
decided
focus. We need to focus.
to post. Go ahead and we can
Listen,
show.
can-
How old is he?
56.
56.
56.
Wow.
I thought he
But
was
listen,
older than
can
that.
I say something? Listen,
Go ahead.
any heterosexual man does not need to prove that he's not homosexual.
facts.
I'll just say that.
Okay,
You
so
agree?
Chris and Audrey didn't see the picture, but basically it is a picture of Shannon Sharp shirtless, and he is just ripped, like from head to toe ripped. Now,
I don't need to see it, and please don't show it.
okay. Now
To
I guess
piggyback on any heterosexual man do not need to prove that he's not gay. Is that the right term?
Homosexual.
Homosexual.
Yeah. We got
I.e. Shannon Sharp. I.e.
Are we?
What's the other one's name?
Who? Who else? Who are you talking about?
all of them.
I had a brain freeze.
Okay, but this is my thing.
Everybody.
So,
Meek Mills. That's
Meek
what I was
Mill.
about
Oh
to
yeah,
say.
Meek Mill's doing that investigation. What is he paying? Like $100,000 for a private
He's like doing way
investigator
too much.
to clear his name or something, whatever.
Maybe
But this.
he was at that party.
Oh, he
was
been
doing
at
more
a
than
lot.
at that
He was
party.
More than at that party. Let's be real. But can I ask a question though? Who was the was it the NFL host who got caught with another woman?
I don't know
and got
nothing about
fired.
the NFL.
I know you don't. You know who I'm talking about. The European guy who got caught with a chick and he got fired because he was on camera and didn't he like grab her or something? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Irvin?
No, you talking about Urban Meyer?
No, he was someone who was in the NFL hosting. He got fired because this video came out of him with someone else other than his wife. Not that's not what I'm talking about.
There's probably about 30 guys.
Well, anyways, he got fired from his job as an NFL host, but yet Shannon Sharp, who does all this stuff, posts this live, and there's no repercussion.
He got
But
fired.
he said that was
Oh,
a
he did
mistake.
get fired?
Yes, he got
Oh,
fired.
I didn't know he got fired. Okay,
Yeah.
then I totally take back
Yeah.
everything I said.
Do you
because I
guys
didn't think he
believe
got
it
fired.
was a mistake?
Hell no.
What was a mistake?
It was not.
The live.
How do you...
Listen.
I'm sorry.
Everything. I'll say this. Close and personal, real quick, so we can. Everything that people do purposely and it goes viral.
It's not purposely.
No, it's purposely.
No, it is.
What I'm saying
absolutely
is that-
an agenda. It is
It's
purposely.
the agenda is to get you to focus on this, so you'll forget about this. That's what it
Like,
is.
I'm
Gotcha.
sorry. How do you accidentally go live when you're doing the nasty? Like, what do you have your
Too
phone
many
like?
buttons.
Whoops. to go live.
And you
right?
got to confirm it.
Yeah.
Right, Chris?
Yeah,
You
so
got to
I'm
confirm
sorry.
that
Did
you
we
want to go
find out
live.
who is Michelle? Wasn't her name Michelle or something?
Was it Michelle?
Was it Michelle? Was her name
Look
Michelle?
at Lanice knows the whole video over there. And,
Did you
and
see the video?
Did you watch the video?
I did. I think it's a mistake.
Ty, close your ears. Did you watch the video? Oh.
Wait a minute.
Do you have the exclusive?
Hey,
What?
I don't listen.
I just...
You want to
She's
end the
texting her
conversation?
husband pictures of Shannon.
No.
Okay, but anyways, so that's
Sorry.
hot topic. Shannon Sharp went live doing the nasty, and
Yeah.
then Diddy's been arrested.
Diddy's been arrested.
You know
And
that
the book.
That book's
Well, they
not
said
her
that-
book.
Well, it's not for sure, but they're saying that she had like hard
journal
drives.
entries?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she gave it like to all of her friends or whatever.
But all of a sudden, the book is out. Like, people
That's-
have it.
It's a
Yeah,
purpose.
it's on Amazon.
Like,
I
that's
ordered it,
not, I'm not.
I'm not buying it.
and I read, and I
Me.
did you
read
read
it.
it? Did you?
Yeah, a lot
Because I
of
know
it.
you said you read.
It's a lot of name dropping in there.
From
like
my
a lot.
understanding, though, it is also a European white guy who, like European guy, white guy, whatever, who is the one who's actually like put the book out.
Yeah.
and he's trying to make money off of
Yeah.
the downfall.
I'm riding with Diddy.
What?
Wait,
Right with it.
wait, listen. Hold on.
Did we just say that in unison?
Oh, this is gonna be a whole hot topic.
Oh.
Have you read like the indictment? Have you read
Have you
like
read
the lawsuits,
all them pages?
like the cases?
Let me tell
or are
you-
you just
let me-
going off of?
Let me explain. No, I have not read all of
Okay.
this stuff. Right? I don't.
We're gonna give Chris his chance to.
I don't deep dive into too
You
much
have to.
celebrity stuff. However, the Bunny Ranch is still open, right? Hugh got to do that forever. And as long as Diddy, if there were no children there,
It
there
was
was
underage girls.
No, you can't. You
And
can't.
don't forget about Usher and Justin Bieber.
It wasn't just girls.
He
It was
groomed
guys.
Usher. He groomed Usher.
Okay, so
He
then
groomed
Usher's
Usher.
mother,
Usher lived with-
Usher's mother, and Justin Bieber's mother needs to
Okay.
go down.
I have to
Fully-
say something about this because
Fully agree.
Yeah. So,
Fully agree.
So I don't agree with if this is about Diddy and what he did, hold him accountable. Don't go to another subject like, well, the parents this, the parents that. It's like the actions that was done is wrong.
that's twofold. So you're gonna prosecute Diddy and let the parents go free, and they allowed it.
See,
If someone sues the parents or if the parents get a lawsuit, then we can dig into that. But we don't
I
have
just-
any
See, but the
information.
I
problem
can't
was-
wait
We
to
can't
see it
say
all
that.
unfold.
Let me tell you the problem I have with this, and I don't disagree. I think that as a parent, but let's wasn't he the promised all this stuff to Usher, the Bieber family? Like, he was the guardian. Wasn't Omar? No, who is was it Omarion? Who was the other one that he was the guardian of? With the famous dad. His dad's famous. His dad is I can't think of his
He
name.
was a guardian of someone else?
Yeah, so he was named guardian to a lot of these people. Usher, I know for a fact. There was another.
I don't remember.
Was it Marcus? Was it Marcus
But
Houston?
the purpose of him being guardian was to take them on the tours.
Right.
and
So
stuff,
as a
right?
parent, was to develop their career. So this is the problem that I have. Like, you came to me, my child has talent. I gave you, like, I fully entrusted in you to develop my child's talent, whatever that may be. And you violated my child. You raped my child. You put my child in situations that, as a guardian, is not legal.
We've never heard that though. All these years, I've never heard from
Who's
Usher's
gonna-
parents. They've been talking about Bow Wow. Like when Bow Wow
maybe it's
got
Bow Wow
No,
that
like
I'm
Jermaine
thinking of.
Dupri, the
When-
same
his
thing.
dad?
It's the
When
same
Bow Wow-
story.
when Bow Wow was signed under Bad Boy, he was like almost 30. So
No, it was an underage person that he was named guardianship. God, are you sure?
know.
Are you sure
I just
he
know
was
this
that
whole
old?
industry
Yes.
Sure?
is
when he was
Okay.
with
a
Bad
sex
Boy,
trafficking
yes.
ring.
Correct.
And I ride with Tyra. The whole thing is terrible because Will Smith
All of them.
is guilty for throwing his own kids out there
Yeah.
in the same manner, and he already has success. So why did he sacrifice his kids? But that's a conversation for another time.
And my thing about it is like, I understand that to build careers or whatever. In my gut, we all know Diddy is not the first. He didn't start
sure,
this.
for sure.
This did not happen with Diddy. This started a long time
the
ago.
whole industry,
with
yeah.
the whole industry, and then you hold clout or a cloud over someone's head and says, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to expose you. And then you really think Justin Bieber's going to come out and say, and allegedly, like, I'm not saying that has happened, that Diddy or anyone at Diddy's parties did something to him? Absolutely not. He would literally lose his entire career, character, respect, everything. He's not going to come out against Diddy. So in the big picture, if you have like Audrey O'Day has been saying from day one, and people like threw her under the bus about everything that Diddy did to her and stuff like that, and all this stuff is coming true. You can't have this many truth and it be a lie. That's my thing.
It's
You can't
definitely
have
not
an
a lie.
indictment. This Kim Porter supposedly told her, I think it was her publicist or her manager, he got me.
But at the same time, it's all going to come full circle. But the good
But
news
it's never
is,
going to come out. Did the Epstein list ever come out?
But-
no,
correct.
It's never going to. And I said this before, and I think I remember I said this to you. It's never going to officially come out and really be the truth about what is happening. It's not. We know this. Epstein Island list never came out.
Free Diddy.
and with that,
though, but I
with
just
that,
don't-
with that being said, go
Even
ahead,
the
Tyra.
video,
Go ahead,
even
Tyra.
after a video came out, everybody wanted to say something about Cassie's story or whatever. The whole video came out. How could you say free Diddy? Even just from
was
something
beating
visual
her.
that you
Well,
saw.
what
Like,
he did to
literally
Cassie was
dragged that
wrong,
girl.
but he's not arrested right now for what he did to Cassie.
Because
that was
Part of it-
absolutely wrong.
That was part
That's-
of
that's
it.
in the
Like, she's the
indictment.
one
That
that,
was
started
disgusting.
it.
That was
And
disgusting.
But it's
in her
in the
lawsuit,
indictment.
in her lawsuit, verbatim was exactly the way it went down in that video. Like, she described it. If you read that lawsuit, she described that day to
Y'all
the
be reading all
exact.
that stuff?
I do because
She
I
does.
just I don't watch TV and I just have
Cassie
time.
took
So
her
she just-
check and disappeared.
She
no,
did.
I mean she.
That's a double-edged
I
sword,
have
though.
a soft spot for women that are abused.
Same.
And I don't see how anyone could watch that video and ride with Diddy.
And
I
I'm
just
sorry,
don't
if
see
you
it. And
think
that
that is
was
the
a
first
visual
person
video.
he did-
That's
you
not
don't-
even behind closed doors.
You don't even think, you think for 1 minute he didn't do that to Kim Porter? You didn't think for 1 minute he
That
didn't?
wasn't his first time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I get that I really think there's some mental thing going on. And actually, did you see Suge Knight came out
He's
and
the
did an
devil.
interview?
Listen, free Diddy, so he can tell on everybody in the industry.
He's not
already
already.
probably
but
doing that.
segue,
He's not
but
going to live
segue-
long enough to do that.
But correct, but segue. Go ahead. Go ahead,
And
Chris.
just so that we're clear, my free Diddy is for the parties. The abuse, lock him up. But
It's
for the
way
parties,
more than the parties, though.
If he just threw free parties, Diddy,
Well, that's I
Let him
can't
out.
just
And I want him to tell on everybody else, free him, so he can tell on everybody.
About the parties, it's not about the
yeah,
parties.
I think it's so much more.
So I
Like it's
haven't dove
racketeering,
in there
it's
into-
trafficking, it's sex trafficking. Like it's all of that. It's not just
it's
the
gonna be
parties.
interesting to watch.
It will. It will.
So we'll see how
And
this
those
unfolds.
bottles were not baby oil.
What were they?
Like that was drugs. Or can I say that online? Let me go out.
Now I ain't heard that.
1,000.
I didn't hear that.
Well,
How
it'll
did
come
you?
out.
All right, hey, we're
Let's just wait
segueing.
till
I
it
know
comes
Tyra.
out.
We're
Like I
segueing.
love when Tyra gets into
We're
this because she
segueing.
like dives in deep. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it's not 1,000 bottles.
So
of baby
Chris,
oil.
Okay.
we brought you here.
That's that we're
You
done.
wanted to come
that
here.
was a hot topic for
Yeah.
sure.
I like the ring.
Yeah, I'm hot.
And I'm not gonna make this about football, but
Oh
you know,
Lord.
Let's talk about
Just-
it.
yeah,
let's
let's-
talk about the ring.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
This whole
He
thing?
says, "Oh, this one." That's kind of like when Will Pays wear his semi-pro championship ring. He
Yeah.
walks around and he's like, "Oh, do you like?"
You should
this?"
see me at football games. I sit there and be like,
I have a picture.
Yeah, that's like the first thing I noticed.
so my wife, she'd be like, where your ring at? I'd be like, well, baby, I'm wearing this today, you know?
Yeah.
And she's never given me any, she'd be like, okay.
man, that sound like.
But I'm finna retire. I'm about to put it
retire?
up.
I literally feel like this is deja vu because I'm about to show you a picture. But go ahead, you can
But
talk.
where's
This
the ring
is so deja vu.
This is the Division I state championship ring from Southfield A&T Warriors.
Congratulations.
We thank you. We defeated the Belleville Tigers, who were on a 3-year, I think they were on like a 30-game win streak, 2 back-to-back state championships, and they have the number 1 player in the country,
Oh yeah, Bryce Underwood, right?
Bryce Underwood, who I also coached in
Awesome.
football. So
Okay.
you know, it was crazy to be on the other sideline coaching against him because when I coach running back, so I'm on offense. So when we're on defense, I'm a fan of my kid.
Okay.
You know, so Bryce is on the field and I'm just like, you know, even when he make a good play, I can't cheer because I need him to not make great plays today.
Exactly.
But I always want him to win.
Want him
you
to
know?
do well.
So,
Yep.
But he's a great kid. He deserves all his accolades. He works hard. But Southfield A&T, it was the first state championship in school history.
Oh, awesome.
And it was major for the entire city. Like we had a parade. There are signs coming into the city like home of the state championship Southfield A&T Warriors. So
When
it's a
did
really
this
big
happen?
deal.
That's awesome.
In November, Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, this
Yep.
last year?
I have to
Last
show
year.
this picture.
Okay.
I really have to show. So here, I'm going to show you first. Do you see it?
That
Point
is
it to the
not a
camera.
mistake. That is not a
This
mistake.
picture, I don't know if we're going to zoom in, but this is Will Pay with his ring on. Can you zoom in on that? And this is, like, I happen to take the picture, and his ring is just sitting there, and I'm like, see?
It's a conversation piece, and you can't help but notice it. So people always say, I was at my son's middle school game today, and I sat in the bleachers, and I'm talking on the phone, and when I got off, the guy next to me, he was like, hey, what is that? I'm like, oh, this?
Oh, this something.
Oh, let me tell you.
This
you
little
know,
thing.
so-
No.
I'm like, oh, this, yeah, you know. But first state championship in Southfield A&T.
So have you always been in
Yeah.
football history? Like, where did football start for you?
Oh man, for me, football started at the age of 9. Just wanting to play, knew nothing about the game. Stepfather didn't watch football, so football wasn't on in my home. You know, it was just. I just saw the neighborhood kids would come. I would see them with their equipment. I'm like, what is football? You know, because I never saw it on TV. And they would be running and just tackling in the street or whatever. And I just wanted to play. And, you know, we couldn't afford registration when I was younger. I couldn't afford it. So one year I was hanging out at the field and coach was like, you want to play? I'm like, yes, I want to play. And, you know, they put me on the team and I played running back. And, you know, I would be at the games. You know, we grew up really poor, right?
Really?
So my family could never come to the games. I was just there, and I was playing my heart out, right? And so that was my journey. I played for the Eastside Giants, and then I went on to play at Denby, city champion, all city running back at Denby, and then I went to Ferris State, and I made a decision like. Football is a lot of work up here. You know, these parties end late, you know, and so I stopped playing when I got to college, but I've continued to give back. When I was in high school, my high school coach, Hanif Eccles, he said, son, one day you're going to coach this game and you're going to be able to help the community. And I had no idea what he meant. And the older I got, now when I look back at those kids, I see me. And so I have to be him.
Yeah.
You know, so now I pour into them. I hit the whole running back training program. I train running backs. Of course, we charge, but the kids that can't afford it, you know, I still train them.
And where's that out of?
That is, we're all around Metro. We don't have a location. We just go from different fields and just have the kids come. But I coach youth football for 20 years.
20 years. What organization?
I started with the Giants, where I grew up. I started at the Giants. I transitioned over to the Tigers. I was there for a while. Won some championships over at the Tigers. And then myself and some other coaches, we started the Detroit Spartans, who is still rolling today. And at one point, we were the #1 youth program in Michigan.
I think I remember the Spartans actually had a quarterback that was the youngest quarterback to receive an offer at one point. I can't remember his name.
Dante Moore.
Yeah. Oh, that was the organization.
Yeah. So Dante, he's at Oregon now.
Okay.
He was the #1 quarterback in the country. Bryce Underwood also played at the Spartans. Also, #1 quarterback in the country. And I tell people all the time, I'm the only person here that coached both of the #1 quarterbacks. You know, but youth football, not youth football, football as a whole has been amazing to me in shaping who I am, who I've become, my journey. I met my wife at a football game, at a youth football game.
Okay.
Yes.
No way. That's awesome.
I was coaching. She was cheer coordinator or something. And I was. She was the president.
She said president.
And
check.
I was talking to one of my buddies, and she walked past. I can't tell you what he said. I was like, "Who was that?" And he said, "Man, that's Audrey. Don't waste your time." And I said, "My man, I got some time to waste." You know, and here I am still.
Okay.
That is
wasting.
so awesome.
So what was your pickup line?
I know.
So
And maybe we actually hold on before Audrey. Can we get the camera on Audrey for a minute? Just for a minute. Audrey, what was Chris's pickup line? Was there a pickup line?
There actually wasn't a pickup line.
There wasn't.
He sent a football player to bring me water. Hottest summer days at another football game. We had gone to another football game to watch their game. And it was, when I tell you, scorching. And he sent me water.
I mean, that's pretty smart, Chris. I'm not going to lie.
That was good.
I was going to say.
That was good.
I'm not going to lie. That is
Good
pretty
one.
smart. Did the football player say, like, this is from Coach Chris? Or
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. You know what?
So-
Not bad.
I'll take that.
So when I saw her and she walked past, I can't really remember exactly what she had on, but it was some green and yellow Argyle socks, some New Balance gym shoes, khaki shorts, and a green T-shirt.
Wait a minute. How long ago was that?
Can't remember exactly.
This was 2009.
But you remember exactly.
My man.
That's when we met.
That's awesome.
I remember it like yesterday.
Well, it would have been summer months.
So
That's
That's
awesome.
crazy. That's
Because I
what we
don't
met.
remember what you had.
so
I had an Ed Hardy shirt on.
I remember that. And you had an Ed Hardy
I had
hat.
an Ed Hardy hat
That's
on.
what- I
I got
remember
you.
that.
she
I
couldn't
got you
tell you what
covered.
I was wearing, but it was so mind blowing. I was like, so he like, well, go ahead and talk to her. I'm like,
I love it.
I say, no, I gotta wait. So I waited, and we went to this game, and it's burning up. Her and all her girls came in. I ain't say a word. I seen her. I said, come here. Go to the concession stand, get a water. He like, I gave him a 5. He like, get 5? No, get 1 water. Because I need this message to be clear, right?
Okay.
If I send 5 bottles to the 5 ladies, the
Yeah.
one that's more outgoing, she gonna come now and struck out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
it's
it's
very strategic.
burning up.
There was an agenda. I love
Yeah.
it.
So I said, take it to her. So we took it to her. I watched him. And soon as she said, where this come? I could see her gesturing. And he went to point, and I turned my head like I was watching the game. And he came back. He was like, she said thank you. I was like, whatever. I didn't look. So after the game, she was leaving. I was like, hey. She was like, thank you. I was like, cool. Nothing still, right? Because I'm going to see her again.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the next day, I see her at another game. Now I rode my motorcycle.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I got my hemp, the
Oh, so
beard.
now we trying something
Now,
different.
and get to this day, she be like, you took that helmet off, that beard. I said, got him. Got him. And the rest is history.
Do you understand? Thank you. I
That
try
thought
to tell
process,
him
I love it. I love it.
all the time with the beard. I'm like, because I love the winter months because he starts to grow his beard again,
Yeah.
especially with the gray coming in. And
Yeah.
see, you got to understand, it's a thing.
The gray is
Well,
a
you
good
gotta
one.
understand in
thing.
2009, he may not have had the grays coming in.
No, it wasn't no grades, but it was.
But
It was
that's not.
still
I
full- it
don't
was
care
full
if there's. I'm
beard. Yeah,
talking
yeah.
now, like even now,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I grow the damn beard. Okay,
We'll see, we'll see.
We'll move on. We're getting into it.
Yeah, let's move on before
I know.
it
See,
turns into something else.
See, we go into that. But no, I love that. Like, we'll have to off air. We'll tell you like our story because it was 2019. But he didn't have that smooth of pickup line.
That was good. That was really good. It was well thought out. and
Will
everything.
say it wasn't that smooth.
Listen, it was
A bottle of water.
I know, right? Because that's smooth. Because it was two of me. I just thought we can show up looking alike and everybody. Because I'm an identical twin. So
Okay.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Oh.
that was my selling point.
It didn't. It didn't work out for him. It didn't work out.
Because
that way.
I get it. Because
They're not
growing
the
up, probably
same.
as twins, everybody just like adored
As a grown
you
ass
as
woman,
twins.
it did not work that
Absolutely.
way.
That's what- yeah.
It did not.
Twin.
No, even to this day, we go places they're like, twin, which one are you? And I was like, Jesus.
Here we go again.
I'm not-
That's
At
so funny.
40, it still happens.
And it,
Yeah.
and it didn't work out like that
Yeah.
for him. So we'll talk about that after hours. But
So-
go ahead.
Tell us a little bit about your growing up. So where did you grow up?
I'm East Side. I'm 48205. I grew up on the East Side
Okay.
of Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm Granny's baby.
4205.
Yeah, I'm red zone. I'm Granny's baby.
Okay.
My mom was a teenage mom.
Okay.
My mom had me at 15. My dad was rest his soul. My dad, he ran the streets. You know, I stayed with Granny even when my mom finally moved out. You know, my mom like, all right, we moving. I'm like, who is we? She like, we got our own house. Bye.
Oh, wow.
And my mom moved literally around the corner behind my granny's house on the other side of the street. I would not go. I said, no, I'm staying right here with Granny. I don't know. I get my own room. You know, I got siblings, a stepdad. Like, he ain't my daddy. I don't know. So, I grew up on the East Side. Like I said, I went to Denby. Football was something that I held on to.
Any other sports?
That's what. Nope.
So
Just football?
here's my question, Chris. Growing up on the East Side, how did you stay away from everything else that could get us in trouble?
I didn't.
Oh, let's talk about that
Okay.
then.
All right. Well,
I didn't.
let's
So-
open that door.
Oh my God. So
And how did it start?
it's funny that I went to college because I didn't, other than A Different World, right, the TV show. Nobody never talked to me about college. You know, I didn't go on a college tour. One day I was walking through the halls in high school and the college coach was in the hallway. He like, hey, are you number 6? I'm like, yeah, I'm number 6. He was like, we like you. I'm like, who is we? He was like, we want you to come and play at our school. And I was like, where's your school? I was like, how does this work? I blew him off. I had no idea what he was. I didn't know what a scholarship was. I didn't know any of that. And I saw a flyer on the wall that had some university on it. And I called the number and, you know, whatever. And I was like, I think I want to go to college. But the gangbangers, the drug dealers, the thugs, those were my friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Those were my friends.
And
Like,
how is that perceived for someone like in the situation you are in with having those type of friends? You can't say out loud like I want to go to college.
No, because I didn't want to. Like I wanted to, like understand. I went to Denby High, right? Class of '98. Like
Same here.
like we carried guns to school, right?
Back in '98, like that. That was a thing.
There were guns in school. Wow. In the lunchroom, and like I saw pistols and shotguns in class, and it was normal. Nobody was going to get killed in school. They were just, I can't tell you why they were there. That was our culture. I can't explain it. But these were my friends. And so while some schools, you know, we hear stories about the football team is always getting into it with the gangs at the school. We were the gangs. Our football team, nobody bullied us. We were the ones kicking ass. You know, that was us. And so fast forward to November of '97, I get into a fight. I'm a comedian, just so y'all know I'm funny, right? And I don't know when to not be funny, right?
So you're a senior.
I'm going to
right? November 97,
yes,
you're a senior.
senior
Okay.
year after football season. And I crack jokes until somebody cries, is embarrassed, or wants to fight. And I want you to want to fight.
Okay.
Because I want to beat
wanna
your
fight.
ass. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so
Same.
there's a guy in the lunchroom, a twin. Right?
Oh, go figure.
He's a twin. And the twin they're both fat, right? And they're in the lunchroom, and I am having one of my classic moments.
Okay.
I'm going in. He is pissed. He probably can beat me, but it's 20 of us.
Okay.
You know, and if that's just how
Yeah.
it is. So he can't say much, right? So I'm just thoroughly embarrassing him. And this is what I do. Like I've been a bully my whole life, right? I was a bully my whole life.
Okay.
I just said,
And
We'll come back to
so I go to McDonald's on the weekend. He works there. I don't know. I didn't know that. So I'm ordering. He come from behind. He pissed. Yeah, you was talking the other day, and I was like, "Get your fat," so I'm doing it again at McDonald's, right? And that don't go well. He's pissed,
Okay.
and I'm thinking to myself,
You ain't got your
he's
crook.
300 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cracking jokes about him making Big Macs, but you know what I'm saying? So we get back to the school. It's a snowball. We got a snowball fight. It's an early dismissal. And I go into the school for something. I come out, I'm by myself. Him and his brother and another guy are standing there. And he like, yeah, what's all that you talking? And I'm like, what? Okay. So I'm ready to fight. Security guard breaks it up, drags me into school, and sit me in the security office. She going to get whoever she's supposed to get.
wait, a female broke it up?
Security guards. It was 3 of them.
You said she went and got,
The female security guard went to go
okay.
get the authorities.
Okay,
Right?
got it. I was like, wait a minute.
So-
Female broke all that up?
No, this is a big security. So, oh man, I've never really told this story. So, the
We hear
worst
that a lot,
decision I
yeah.
ever made was leaving. She told me, wait right here. I went out the back door, got in my car, and I left.
Why? What was it? What was it?
Because I was pissed. They tried to jump me.
Yeah.
And now
Got it, okay,
I want
okay.
blood, right?
Got it. Okay.
So I go pick up 2 of my buddies.
Okay.
3 of them. We gonna find them. We riding because we know they live in the area. I'm driving up and down the street. We see them. Boom! I jump out the car. They like, there you go, right there. I jump out. So as we're walking up, the guy says, yeah, he's getting ready to say something. I didn't let him finish. I punched him in his mouth, and we just went to fighting. And I'm just beating him and beating him. And I went to pick up my boys because we're gonna jump them. Right? Nobody else is fighting. So as he's in the snow and I'm stomping and punching, I'm like, why ain't nobody fighting? So I look over and my buddy has a sawed-off shotgun. And he's holding it against them. And then he comes over to where I am and he strikes the guy in the head with it twice. Now we're in the lawn in front of this picture window. And as I look up, the lady looks, she's looking out the window. And I was like, oh shit. Like, let's go. We jump in the car. I pull off. I drop them off. I drop all them off at one of my buddy's house. And the one who had the gun, he like, take me to my crib. My man, get the fuck out.
Right.
You have a
got to
sawed-off
go.
shotgun that I
You got
did
to
not
go.
know you had.
Yeah.
And if that, to this day, I think about, if that gun goes off, I'm not sitting here.
No.
Yeah.
And so I go home that day. I don't talk about the fight. I didn't call nobody. I didn't talk about it. So we get to school Monday, and we stand at the lockers, and they walk past, and all my boys laughing. I'm still shook, so it wasn't funny, right? But my buddy, he has his gun every day. Like, he has it this day. He got it. It's this long. It's in his sleeve, right? So the dean of students comes in, and he get me and him. We sitting there like this, and he like, what happened? I was like, man, They tried to jump me. We had a fight. We went on about our way. Asked him his story. He was like, yeah. So they pulled a gun. He said, a gun? I'm like, man, nobody had no gun. He was like, wait a minute. He got up, walked out. So we sitting there. I'm like, I should slap you right now. Right? He walks back in. The dean walks back in with the police. Handcuffed me.
Wow.
And took me down to gang squad. They took two of us. It was four of us, remember? They took two of us down. One of them wasn't in school. Two of them wasn't in school that day. One of them, he never came to school. The other one, they caught him later that day riding past the school, brought him down. Some down there, and they like, yeah, your boy already told us you had the gun, man. You know, the TV stuff.
Yeah.
He already told us you had the gun. Tell us. I'm like, man, I don't know nothing about no gun. He told us y'all had it. I say, well, take him to jail. Shit, if he told you, I ain't seen no gun.
Right.
And I stood by that, you know. And they took me to the county and gave me a bond that was like $5,000. And I know so I'm ready to do life because we ain't got no $5,000. You know what I'm saying? I know my mom ain't got $5,000.
Exactly. Yeah.
And some kind of way, they come and get me out and take me home, and I fight that case. And I end up getting probation, and it was at that moment I was like, I'm going
That
to
ain't
college.
for you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was that
Fair
turning.
stand
That was that turning
looking
point.
pretty good.
And so before that, one more dumb decision. Now I'm fighting this case, and I know that I'm gonna get off. Right, the day before sentencing, one of my buddies knocked on my door. My girlfriend at my house. Right, I ain't going nowhere. I'm like, "What's up, bro? What's up? Come on, man, we about to go." I'm like, "Where we going?" He's like, "We gotta go do something." I'm like, He was like, "Nigga, come on." So I'm like, "All right." I'm like, "I'll be back." We go to this one block where the guys we beefing with, he like, look, we get to the corner. He like, let us out. They get out. They got guns. I'm driving. He like, you drive, go turn, park on the corner. After you hear the shots, start the car up. We coming. We run down the alley. I thought about leaving them the entire time, but I didn't. I got sentencing tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
We get pulled over, I'm cooked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Shots never went off. They come to the car, they like, man, they wasn't even there. And I was like, dang.
Same
He like,
about
we
it,
coming
yeah.
back tomorrow. I said, cool. I drive home, jump out, go in the house. I think I went to stay at my cousin's house for like 2 weeks. Like, y'all not picking me back
Yeah,
up.
Yeah, you ain't finding me.
And it was at that moment,
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta do something different.
I gotta get out of here.
But the gangbangers, the thugs, the drug dealers, those were my friends. And so when I would come home from college in the summer, you know, I was kicking with them. What up, though? Hey, man, we about to, oh, no. And they like, hey, we keep hearing about these parties up there. We gonna come up? Oh, no.
Can't come there.
No. So that's what the East Side was like. So to answer
Yeah.
your question, how did I stay away from it? I didn't.
Yeah.
And being around it, you know, that helped me. I think I was drawn to it because my dad ran the streets. My dad was heavy in the streets. You know, the heaviest.
Can I ask this, like, respectfully, like, did your father pass in the streets, or was it beyond that?
My dad passed from COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, he passed from COVID.
Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about after hours because your two stories, you two, like, because my father-in-law passed from COVID as well.
What my dad did, like all of my cousins, he put them in the game. He gave them drugs.
The
He
opportunity,
gave them guns. He gave them jobs to do in the streets. My dad always told me, you will never be like me. You will never.
Wow.
The best thing he ever did, he wasn't a great father, right? He wasn't very active. I learned my best lessons from watching what he didn't do, which my learning curve was different from everybody else's, right? But he told me, I'm not giving you guns and drugs. It's the best thing he ever did for me.
Yeah.
The best thing.
It's such an impactful story.
Yeah.
Like,
That
I'm
is.
so intrigued and impacted by it. And again, correlation, and again, we'll
Crazy.
talk after hours.
After hours, sure.
You know what's funny? My wife has never heard that story. I know she's sitting there like, who did I?
Wow. The
There-
stories
girl,
that come
it's
out
the same.
here.
48205. I know who I married.
Exactly, you know, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like it's the stories that Will tells me. Like I feel like every year we have a new one
Yeah.
that comes out, and
But
I'm like,
it's so crazy how the things that happen in our life actually like defines everything. Because had that not happened, you may not have, you probably wouldn't have even say, okay, I'm going to college, you know?
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah, so.
And those guys, the drug dealers, the gang, those are still my friends. Like I'll pick up
That
the
was
phone.
going to
Right,
be my next question.
I'll pick up the phone. One of them, my best friend, he did some time in the feds. He owns plenty of businesses and buildings and property and homes, and it's one of my best friends. We don't spend a lot of time together, but we can pick up the phone and like
Nothing
we never
changed.
missed a beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So because we grew, like that helped us grow. And while we had different paths, the love and the friendship remains the same. I respect his world, and he respects mine.
Yeah.
I think that's a big difference too with a lot of people that grow up the way that even you and Will did, is because I'm like a suburban white girl. Like I didn't grow up with any of this shit, so I'm not gonna lie. We all know I'm a suburban white girl, and then, you know, but in my later 20s, I started to reach into Detroit, and I grew up in a lot of my late teens and 20s in the city. And I think like the difference is when you can grow from that and have a respect for where you came from and a respect of where you're going. How do I say that? That's just growth.
Yeah,
growth.
that's
I
what
don't like
defines
know how
people.
that defines who you are, and
Yeah.
your past doesn't define your future. And I think
Not
that's
at all.
what's so impactful about stories like yours, is because even Will's, like his story and your story, you talk about it. The rear view mirror is a lot smaller than the window in front of you. And I mean that wholeheartedly, because I've heard some stories. So like to come from where you came from and share those stories, like first, thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure
Definitely.
that's a lot. But second, look where you are now. And let's talk about that. Look where you are now. State championship.
Especially the correlation between you and
Between-
your wife, and actually football bringing you and your
Yeah.
wife together. Like how
And that being your
did that-
And how
passion
football
and
like kind of saved
molded.
you.
Correct.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
even
then to
far as
bring you
business,
together,
right?
yeah.
Because now you do business with your wife related to football stuff and
Correct.
things of that nature, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
how does that look? Like
Which part?
All of it.
far as
All of it.
her being the CEO, she was
Because you are
she
the
was
marketing
president, right?
director.
So here's what happened.
What happened
One day,
was,
What happened was,
One day I was like, hey, let's have a meeting, right? Our expenses are high. She likes shopping. And I was like, let's have a meeting. And we did that. And we said, let's both create a business that will generate some more income and something that we love to do. So I came up with Hit the Hole. Her and her business partner came up with Game Time Customs, right? Now, I'm always in her business. Like, so I bullied my way into Game Time, right?
so the bullying came in handy.
But always.
Came in handy. See what happened?
Again, right? And so
in a positive way.
it's cool because I'm more social. I have a bigger network than her, right? And so while she can do the work, I go get the people.
Okay.
You on the boots. I mean, you got the
Hit the
boots. You on the
boots.
ground.
On the
Yes.
ground.
You
On the
boots.
ground.
So I'm like, hey, just like I told y'all, like, hey, we do this, we do that. And if you say, okay, cool, I won't. I'm like, hold on, let me go get her because I don't know what we talking about. I just know that now you're a potential client.
Yeah.
So let me pass. So that's what I do for a Game Time. I go out and I talk to people and I find out who needs what. All these youth organizations. I coached youth football for 20 years.
Yeah.
So in
So
the
you
youth
got the
football
connections
world,
right there.
yes,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yep.
So I'll be like, hey, what you need? Okay, yep, she can do that. I'll tell her, hey, babe, let's go over here. Let's go talk to them. Let's go here. Let's go there. You know, she might know those people, but she ain't going to talk to them. She's just not. Now, if the conversation, if she's there and they strike up the conversation, cool, she'll talk about it. But me, I walk in, I'll be like, hey, who needs something made? You know, that's just
Right,
me.
yeah.
You know, and
That's
so,
perfect.
But when your business partner is your mate, You know what I'm saying? Like, what's
There are so many pros and cons to that. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, how does that
Let's
work?
talk real because we are business partners as well.
Oh, I don't get paid. Let me throw that. I don't get paid. I don't. I can get the biggest order. The biggest order she ever had was Southfield A&T. I was like, hey, I'm gonna get Aaron. Like, we gonna get our stuff from you. Blah
Do
blah
you
blah.
hear that, babe?
This big order comes from her, and I was like, cool. What you gonna give me? She was like, I'm gonna buy you lunch. I said, I know you lying. I know you lying. And so the more I complained I complained about it, she refused to give me money, but she paid me. She just didn't give me no money. You know, she just
Payment comes in all forms of love.
it's illegal, but I'll take it. I ain't gonna take it. I'll take it. So that was that was the part for businesses, and my hit the whole running back stuff. She does the management. I'm terrible with managing things
and paperwork.
And, oh my god, I'm a dinosaur. Like, she's a tech person, so I got this notebook
I feel
with
like
all
I'm
these
talking
sheets of
to,
paper,
like-
and she like
I feel like this is
a Google
like
form.
us.
I said, what? Who? She like Google form. Watch this. Boom. Everybody got it. All they click on here. Boom. Fill it out. Here go. I'm like, oh, that's how that worked. Like, I didn't know. You know. So
Thing of me.
I so will. Like, I was like, babe, all of our household bills and expenses, Google Sheet. I sent him to you. Take a look at him. He was like, where'd you send it? I said, it's a Google Sheet. Email. Check your Gmail, honey.
But,
It's
hey,
right there.
As a matter of fact, I had I had to run practice this week.
Oh,
and-
my God.
And I had to put together a practice plan where I couldn't figure out how to download the information that they sent me. So I just sent it
He
to her.
sent it
She
to
did
me.
all.
And all of a sudden I get an email and I'm like, what is this? And he's like, can you figure this out? It's numbers. Can you figure it out? And I'm like,
Where
Got
would the
you,
world
bro.
be without us?
thank you.
when I get something like that, like my buddies or anything technical, if we're beefing, he'd be like, hey dog, I sent it to you. I'll be like, I'm gonna get with you tomorrow. She mad because I know
gotta wait
she's
a
not
couple
gonna help
days.
me, so I gotta wait give me a couple days. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
God, I can't wait to after hours. This is gonna be my favorite after hours
That's
ever.
so funny.
So real quick, I go to my brother's. My brother is in corporate America. So if we beefing, I send it to him.
Send it to him. Wendell Pay, I'm coming for you, my mans.
That's so funny.
Back to your, like, you have siblings, like, childhood. What is
Yeah.
your relationship like with them? What's your relationship like with your mom? Your father has passed. So do you have a relationship with your siblings and your mom?
I do. I do. So I have a lot of siblings, right? My mom's kids it's 5. 1, 2, 3. It's 5. And I'm the oldest. Well, I'm the oldest on both sides, right? My dad's kids, we talk more. We're closer in age, you know. So we have a good bad relationship, you know. I mean, if somebody call, we coming, you know. But we do a lot of, we go back and forth about a lot of stuff. But we call and check in. We're really close. If we go too long without seeing each other, somebody will put something together, or I'll call them, hey, I'm gonna take y'all to dinner, meet me here.
Okay.
You know, whereas my mom kids, they're younger.
Like younger? Like
They're like 30, late 20s. And so they just into different stuff.
Yeah.
And so while we have the mutual respect, we don't hang out or talk as much, you know.
Okay.
Mom is on the east side. I love my mom. My mom is she's one of the easiest people to please in life, you know. And so while she has I won't say illnesses, she's not the healthiest though. And she had a craniotomy, I think it was 2010 or 12. And so she had a tumor removed. Right. And so it caused her to not have, her memory isn't well. And she has seizures now. And so,
real quick, my mom was epileptic.
I can't, like, the way the stories are playing, because there's 5 of them on his mom's side too. The way this is all playing out is you talk about, I'm sorry, Tyra, you talk about this shit and I like try to blow it off. The way that this is like,
But
I feel like I'm talking to my husband because there are 5 on his mom's side, and he's him and his twin brother, which if you go back and forth with the twins, he's 2 minutes older. So technically, Will Pay is the oldest, and then, but all of his siblings are in their 30s and 20s.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm having
has
and his mom
epilepsy.
has epilepsy. She has seizures. And then his dad has. How many are on your dad's side?
I don't even. I think is it 9 of us? It was.
Because there's 10. There's 10 or 11 total with you guys.
I think my dad has 9 total. One, my baby sister, she was killed Christmas Day 2014.
I'm sorry to hear that.
My baby brother is in prison now, and everybody else is just around. We talk. I talked to them on the way here, like with group call.
Yeah.
But mom is.
This is unbelievable.
You know, my mom is so simple. You know, she'll say it'll be her birthday. Mom, what you want? I just want something red. She could, and because that's my wife's favorite color, Audrey could literally take her robe and give it to my mom, and she will love it.
Yeah.
Like you'll pull up, she'll be sitting on a porch with it on top of her clothes. Like seriously, like she is
Like,
the
I'm
most
wearing this robe.
appreciative person, you know, that I've ever met. And you know, we grew up together. So I always tell my granny that my mom and my 2 aunts are my sisters. I call my mom and my 2 aunts, y'all my sisters. Granny is I'm like, one day y'all gonna tell me the truth. That's my real mom. You know, because we're just 15 years apart.
Yeah.
You know, and so we just
Wasn't your mom 16 when she had you?
15.
16.
His mom was 16.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
she was 15 when she got pregnant. She was 16 when she had.
So Will's mom
wow.
was 16 when she had the twins.
And so-
I'm telling you, this is like mind blowing. Like, I feel like I'm talking to like the same story unfolding.
So my mom we grew up together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She needed me, and I hold no grudges with the way she parented me because she did not know what the fuck
She did what she
was
could.
doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, she did her best.
Yeah.
And it was enough for me to know right from wrong, not to starve, and to make it and figure everything else out on my own.
But you hit the nail on the head. You grew up together, and I
Yes.
think that's where the grace is given.
Yes.
Like you grew up together.
I
there's
hope
no.
you'll never hear me badmouth my mom about what she didn't provide, and I don't do that.
She did the best she could
because
with what she had.
if she calls for it, she getting it.
Yeah.
So bills, I don't care. Whatever it is, my mama gonna get it, and she don't ask for much.
Yeah.
You know. Now sometimes, boy, I need $500. I'd be like, here go 2. Okay? Here go 2. Make it enough. You know
Make
what I'm
it
saying? So my siblings, my younger siblings on my mom's side, they do the every weekend, you know, the kids are Don Julio bottle on their head, and I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not doing that. I'll come show up for a birthday here and there, but my dad's kids are older, and we just kind of bond a little differently. But I love them all the same. I'm still big brother to everybody. All my brothers, they understand I will still beat all y'all ass, right?
What's true?
And
He say,
and
That sounds
say
so
with me.
familiar.
and my sisters, you know, if they ever call, I'm gonna come running. Because when my dad died, the worst thing for me was they are all daddy's girls, and there was nothing I could do to console them. There was nothing I can do to stop their pain, and that destroyed me. Like, and my wife she was watching me just run. I was overdoing it. Hey, she need this, she need that. I was trying to be my daddy. I was trying so hard to feel the voice that they had that 6 months passed before I realized my dad had died, and before I was even able to begin to grieve.
Yeah.
And I crashed. I went through a really bad phase, and there was nobody to check on me, and I just had to keep going.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not gonna say nobody to check on me, not to discredit her. I don't talk about it. When something's wrong with me, I just keep going. And that's what my daddy taught me. Keep going. He's like, something wrong with you, boy. Don't nobody give a fuck. I'm like, they don't. No, just keep going. I'm like, damn. You know.
I mean, where we come from, man. I mean, that's the best advice that they can give us.
Yeah.
Because they want us to be just as strong as them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so I don't teach that to my students.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's good.
Correct.
You know, it's okay
Generational
it's okay to lean on somebody. It's okay
Yeah.
to cry.
Yeah.
You know, but I still, you know, I'm still tough.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest. The best thing I could have was daughters because that showed me how to open up.
Woo.
And besides my wife, but me having girls, listen, now I go hug my girls. They ask me, Daddy, you hungry? You know, what do you need? You want to talk about how was your day? That was amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Listen, we ain't even gonna talk about that one daughter of mine with my wife in the room because
She already making faces. I wish the camera was on her right now. because-
she be like, she run you. You scared of her. I'll be like,
He is butter.
yeah, I am. I was so proud. The other day, I was like, babe, you'll be proud of me. I told her no. She rolled her eyes
Credit
like,
card number.
she like, boy.
No, she.
Do you know how many times I say to Will Pay, will you please stop taking her? Like, our oldest daughter is 11, turning 42, and
She don't do nothing wrong.
My baby. So you know what? Let me explain.
I love my Zoe.
I have one daughter, and again, my dad wasn't too active. He wasn't around, right? And so, all my life, I heard the complaints from my sisters, and this was my one shot to get it right. Right? I knew that whatever I did wrong in this girl's life would affect her whole life. It'll affect her in her marriage. It'll affect her parenting.
Absolutely.
All of that. And so I overcompensate to try so bad not to mess up that I'm probably messing up a little bit, right? But I'm gonna get grace
Audrey's over there shaking her head, but we're not
because she don't want to hear none of that. She
Her
like
husband is cooked.
she don't want to hear none of that. You know, I've laid the hammer down a couple times, but
gonna. How old is she?
she's 18.
He said a couple times. She
You know the
18.
hammers that you get from the circus.
Yeah. Where you hit them and they squeak. You know those hammers
Because you get
hit
out the
and they
machine
squeak?
that you pick up.
All right,
from
next question.
But do you know what? In all fairness, our oldest is 18 as well, and
It's a boy. It's different.
It's a boy, but I get it because he has a soft spot. He's my first boy.
And to me, he's an underachiever. I love him. He's a good kid, but but I look at my daughter kind of the same way you do, Chris. She is so far ahead. Why, I don't know. This may just be women. But I'm like, okay, the roles are reversed. It's like she's 18, 19, and he's 11.
And he our oldest has. I'm just noodle. I'm a noodle. Like, I love him. He's my baby. I went through a hard time because the same thing. Like, I was in my early, like, I was 21 when I had him, but I went through cancer and everything with him. So, like, I have a lot of that mom guilt. Like, I'm a noodle when it comes to him, and he's just like, rah, 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 and I'm like, oh, sorry.
Well, that's how we balance each other.
Is that
out
the
as-
balance? Because,
Yeah,
Correct.
the husband
And
and, wife.
So that's
yeah.
what. So you feel about me the way I feel about you with Zoe, like.
Yeah,
that-
yeah, exactly. You enable. He needs to cut the grass more. You enable.
There you go. We cut boys.
Okay, next question. Next question.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on from that question.
Hey, real
So-
quick, I want to say this. Also, remember, we're coaches. So we see.
The mentality is so different.
We see the boys.
We're cheer coaches. Come on now.
Well, that's cool. But we see the boys that
Did
need
you
grace
see them just laugh?
and the boys that need a butt kicking.
Yeah,
We see
for
it.
sure.
You don't think we see that in the girls we coach with cheer? Come on now.
This is after hours.
Both of them just looked at me dead silent. Like, you go ahead and coach 18 girls.
Next question.
Yeah.
That's an after-hour discussion.
So let's talk about your craziest real estate story. Do you have one to share?
This is
with
the only
us?
time we get to talk about real estate.
Crazy as in what?
Whatever.
Craziest.
Listen, we've had dead cats in garages, so
We've had people with guns pulled on
we've
them
had
with
people
house
with
showings.
guns.
All kind of stuff.
Thank God I've never had that. But two things. I had this one showing. They houses in Detroit, because they're vacant, they have house sitters, right?
Yeah.
So nobody break in, right? So I knock on the door, did the usual. Hey, we coming in, so we doing the showing. So guy comes out of the bedroom. He got on some jeans. That's it, just some jeans. And then he like holding them. He like, I was like, hey, we showing the house. He like, all right, cool, go ahead. And I'm like, you supposed to leave, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But whatever. So I'm like, I'm showing the house, and I'm like, okay, and this clearly is the master bedroom that we won't get to see. But, here's the rest of the house. So we're in the basement, and they love the basement. I'm talking to the clients, and you just start hearing some squeaking.
Oh, Lord.
Stop
And then
it.
some noises, and then
Oh,
some
my
slaps.
God.
And I'm
Were
like,
there
butt
slow
clapping?
jams
And then
playing?
I said,
what did you say, Lenise? Cheeks clapping?
So-
as Lenise likes to put
so-
it, our video
So I'm
producer
trying to
over there.
overtalk. So I'm like, and so they blacked out the ceiling because I'm trying to sell this house, right?
Yeah.
And they like, let's go. And I'm like, I cannot believe the woman, not the guy, right? Baby, he homeless. This ain't even his house. There's guests in the house, and y'all couldn't wait. We gonna be here. We gonna be
15
here.
minutes.
Crazy.
Oh my God! So it was like
I might have had to say something like,
I just left. It didn't make no.
Yeah.
Wasn't nothing going.
It wouldn't have
They
made
got
no
no
difference.
shame.
Yeah.
So what was you gonna say?
it wouldn't have made no
You
difference.
know,
So did you get the deal?
we did not buy that house. I did not. I couldn't sell it to them. I could not
You
get
tried,
them to buy that
but
house.
no.
And I I was like, that room, there's something about that room that just, they like, nah.
The majestic aura of the room.
But other than that, real estate.
I'm sorry,
That's a
that's
good
a
one.
pretty
Yeah,
crazy
that was a good
story
one.
because there's never been no knocking boots.
The
when I
fact that
did
they couldn't
showing.
wait till y'all left was kind of crazy.
We ain't
but-
going to be here that long.
I know, right?
But other than that, that was the wildest. Some of these women, the clients, I'll call my wife with so many stories. Like, you're not gonna believe this. Like they just say anything. I'll be like, lady, I don't even know if I can go in this house with you. Like, it's
Let's
just
say anything
Like what?
Share.
You don't gotta say names. We just want taglines.
I don't remember her name.
Okay.
This is the wildest. I met this lady at this house. She called me. She said, hey, such and such referred me to you. I was like, oh, that's my guy. She was like, I want to see this house. I'm pre-approved. Cool. Go out there in Romulus, see this house. She get out the car. She says, oh, your birthday in March? My birthday in March. I said, no, my wife's birthday is in March. She said, oh, you got a wife? I was like, so look at this neighborhood. Like, I'm just, I'm going there.
That's a dead
So
giveaway.
we get in the house, right? And we're touring through the house. So she's behind me. I'm leading her through the house. So we go in this one room and I'm talking.
Did she have a trench
talking
coat
to her.
on?
And no, she had on a.
That was a joke. Just
No, it's relevant. She had on this like spaghetti strap shirt, right?
Don't remember.
And so, right. Let me tell you why I remember.
yeah. Tyra's like, you
So-
don't
It might not be a
remember
good
what
idea.
she
I think,
had on.
right?
She was trying so hard, Chris. You
So she was like, she said, what do you think about this? And I was like, I said, oh, okay, well, this is, I explained it. So she was like, well, what do you think about this? And I turned around and her shirt was like this.
What?
I said, oh my God. And I said,
Oh my goodness.
I was like,
that's
I
wild.
said, they don't come with the house. Like, I don't know. And I just maneuvered around her and walked
look
out.
at the blinds.
And so, I'm a new agent, right? I'm a new agent.
Holy shit.
I
can't
just
believe
know
that.
I'm set up. There's a camera, and
Yeah.
I'm about to lose my job, and got to go home and tell this black woman that I done lost my job over some titties that I did not ask to see. Right? I don't even know how I'm finna get out of this. Right? And so I left out the house. I was like, the rest. Let me know what you think when you come out. I damn near locked her in there. Right? So we come out, and she was like, I ain't mean to scare you, but it's a house around the corner I want to see. Baby, call your realtor. We done. No.
That is crazy.
so I
That's
called-
why I asked if she had a trench coat on, because I imagine
No,
this going where
it's summertime.
the trench.
It's
Oh,
spring. And so I call her. I'm like, baby, you ain't gonna believe it. She like, and what you do? I'm like, yeah.
That's
Even
what I
when I'm
would've said.
transparent. And so instantly I'm thinking, if I did something, I wouldn't call and tell you. You would
I
have
don't
never
know
known
about that.
You know?
Exactly.
So
Do you remember that meme that's like, babe, I got in a car accident and Paula took me to the hospital and I have a broken limb, X, Y, and Z, spleen is, and she goes, who the fuck is Paula?
But we still want to know, what did you do? Because it's like, okay, that
I left
happened.
out the house.
Like, you
And
telling
so-
me about it, but what did you do?
But she is so petty. Like that night, right? Now this was at work. We talked about it. So that night we get ready to get in the shower, and I read. She like, is this the first ones you touched today? I'm like, God damn. I'm like, this is crazy.
That is hilarious.
But
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Wow,
And
that's
so,
crazy.
but I try to be transparent about a lot of that stuff, you know.
Absolutely.
But that was the wildest.
that was
real
that
estate.
was wild.
You've had two, like, I don't know which one tops the
Listen.
other one because.
can't
I just hope
She
there's
did
not
that.
a third, okay?
Yeah.
Is there a third?
I
Okay.
hope there won't be. But real estate is tough in itself,
Yeah.
and just adding that kind of stuff, you know, I'm just.
Because you think women, like, it's a predominantly male field. Like, let's
No.
be real.
No.
It used to be. Like, where women are coming
It's
up.
starting to-
It's starting to
yeah.
grow more. And you, like, talk about, like, women going, but I would never imagine some of the things that you guys would go through.
Oh my God.
I never even
It's,
thought about it.
I would
but
never
that
even
is
think
crazy.
about that. That is a crazy ass story.
It makes me more conscious of the cologne I wear. I'm like, oh, this smells too good. Mm-mm. You know, just like I don't want no smoke.
Yeah.
Like, baby, smell the worst one. Which one am I wearing?
So now I'm coming to the house and like, all right, and this is, you know.
You get
So,
the
yeah.
floor plan before
Yeah.
you even get there. Like,
Yeah.
this room is the living room. Kitchen's over here.
Go ahead, you by yourself, ma'am. Go in, make a left.
Feel free
You
to
know,
walk
yeah.
around. That's
But
the line.
but I do what I got to do to get to navigate through this industry.
Yeah.
You know, whatever challenges come. my
I've
way.
learned, listen, with Will being a coach and us both being in real estate, like, I'm sure I say this about him all the time. You can sell a chicken coop to a pig. Pretty sure as a coach you can sell a chicken coop to a pig. I believe that because I hear the way he talks as a coach and I'm like, listen.
Now
I
what's
believe
tough? What's tough is when I have to disclose. I'll be like, hey, babe, you all right? How was work? All right, you in your office? All right, I just want you to know I'm one of my exes is my new client, and I'll be like, ooh, because I gotta tell
fuck
you,
Yeah, that might not work.
I gotta tell
You got to get a
Yeah.
referral
Like-
fee for that one.
refer. Oh,
Yeah, you gonna have to get a
Every
referral
free because I'm gonna send you to this person and then they about to pay me
Yeah.
for sending because that ain't happening.
I need that whole check.
See,
okay?
and I'm trying to get her
I
to
need
think that way.
whole
Money matters
check.
than any of
Mama,
that.
you are a better one because
Like, I'm not-
I immediately was
listen,
like, fuck that.
If we got it's $400,000 house, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got $12,000 commission, right? I'm gonna take 20%, or I'm gonna take the listen.
Yep.
Ain't
Guess
no
what?
funny
I'm
business.
I mean, I could kind of
Exactly.
see that.
I'm about to be at every showing.
But yeah,
I'm about
you
to
don't
be
have
at the
to be at
closing
every
table.
showing. Yeah,
I'm about
all
to
of
be
that.
at every.
Oh, come
group
on.
text
Yeah.
message.
Yeah.
You want
Come
a group
on.
text
That's
message?
cool.
We
But
got
we
a group
ain't
text
splitting
message.
this check.
Exactly.
We ain't splitting this check.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I did have to
I
work.
got you.
I was at all the showings.
but we gonna be.
We ain't
No, I'm
splitting
talking about
this check.
with another
talking
agent.
with
Yeah.
another
Oh, yeah,
agent.
yeah. No,
referral fee.
I thought you were talking about, I was like, yeah, we split this check.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 2/3. Thank you, I did.
So
Actually, I'll take it.
I'll take it all. We'll just put it towards your man cave deal. Too funny. So,
All right.
So I have a Brooke Jones question.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we'll wrap
AKA
it up.
the
with
millennial
that.
agent. What would you tell your younger self?
that was my question.
Yeah, Brooke doesn't.
Brooke
usually
doesn't
ask
ask that
Oh, I'm
question.
sorry.
I do.
But
Just
it's
see how
fine.
he just damn
But it's
stole
fine.
my question. He just did.
But it's fine.
Whew. You can have that one, baby. Take a question.
I think about that question a lot, right? And I never know what the answer is.
Really?
I never know what the answer is because I've been through so much. I guess my questions, when I say, what would you tell the younger you? The first thing I say is, how much time do I have with him? Right?
Okay.
How young is he?
I don't think we've ever had anyone dive that deep into that question.
But because there's so much I would tell young Chris at what age, right? And so the best, if I had 30 seconds to talk to young me, I would say, no matter what happens, you're gonna bounce back.
That's good.
Keep fighting.
Yeah.
Right. And that's honestly what I would say. And also I would say a lot of the things that people are telling you right now won't make sense, but pay attention because it will later.
What would you tell?
you
What
know
would you
what?
tell 20-year-old Chris?
20-year-old Chris, I would tell 20-year-old Chris to 20-year-old me. I'm in college. I'm at Fair State. Pick better friends.
Okay.
I would tell 20-year-old me to pick better friends, and to have pick better friends, and look for a mentor. That's what I've been missing my whole life. I would have told. I would have told 15-year-old me that. I would have told 25-year-old me that. I would have told 35-year-old me to find a mentor.
That's awesome.
Because I figured everything out. And we know when you just figuring it out,
There's so many paths to
It
get
take
there.
longer to get there.
There's
so many
paths.
failures.
Yeah.
Right? And the difference between a master and a beginner is the master has failed more times than a beginner is willing to try. Right? And
Oh,
I
that's
know,
a good one.
I know a lot about failure.
Okay, wait. Say, I need you to repeat that because I
The
need
difference
to digest
between
it.
a master and
beginner.
a beginner is the master has failed more times than the beginner is willing to try.
I like
Right?
that a lot.
And so I learn. I'm learning as I go right now.
Yeah.
Like, how long you been married?
Oh, what? 6 years.
My
6
bad.
years. Oh, no. I'm sorry.
So
We've been
think I can
together for
answer that.
16.
16 married for 6.
so even with marriage, right? I'm just learning. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, yeah, because we didn't have, like, both of us, we didn't have the best examples there's no book on marriage.
Yeah.
I mean, there is, but let's be real.
Especially when you get
from
married
whose
young.
perspective? is
Exactly.
that,
Like,
Yeah.
is it
right?
realistic? And to be honest, like,
And-
we're in a state of our life that we're breaking generational curses. We didn't have the best examples of what a marriage or a wife or husband should be.
And so, to your point, you said, especially if you get married young. Whenever you get married, you're young in marriage,
Yeah.
and you don't know what's going on. You don't know. Like failure, right? You fail, you try, you fail, and you just keep going. Now, one thing that I try to be good at and consistent with is, all right, I ain't gonna make the same mistake twice, but all right, baby, we're gonna get past this. I'm gonna make another mistake. It just ain't gonna be this one.
The same
right?
mistake.
Exactly.
And so, when like my father got married when he was old, so that didn't count.
Yeah.
He still lived single life. Like they got married. They bought a house and he lived at his apartment. He would go visit her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I knew I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I knew somebody wasn't buying that. You know what I'm saying?
I would say, let's be real. Is it you couldn't
And
do
so,
it, or it wasn't going to be accepted?
But that was not a desire of mine
Yeah.
either. But I just never saw an example. Again, TV, The Cosby Show. I reference A Different World.
Different World, yeah.
Now we got The Cosby Show.
But can we even talk about that though? The Cosby Show, like there was this whole reference on TV, but then in later in life you found out everything that he does, and does that tarnish your vision of what
no,
you?
because that was real life him, and in the show we saw none of that.
saw none of that. That's
we
true.
saw a
Fair enough.
successful
Yeah.
father, black father, holding a household down. We never heard of any infidelities or anything.
Any
we just
accusations.
We just saw him being a parent and a husband.
Can we talk about that though? It was the
Right.
Cosby Show, but their last name was Huxtable.
I know, right? I
sorry.
just said that the other day.
Okay, I just
wanted.
wanted.
Yeah,
I
somebody
just
else said that too.
I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyways, that has nothing to do. But you're right
And
though.
so-
Like it was a different example.
So again, what would I tell younger me? Find a mentor. Know where you want to go, and even if you don't, find somewhere that's going somewhere. Find somebody that's going somewhere, and let them guide you and talk to you about their journey and their
Yeah.
path, so that you can have some direction. Because I've never had that, and so I will master and beginner. I failed so many times, and I just keep going.
Yeah.
I just
You know
keep
what's
going.
interesting though? What you said when the question was first asked, what would you tell your younger self? Do you realize it's almost exactly what you said your dad said to you? It was kind of like the keep going, like no matter what.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So
I
just
take
thought I
it
would
easy.
bring
his
that up.
life path.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We'll do that
after
after hours. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I take
Yeah.
that. I take that with me. You know.
But he said it in different forms.
so-
Like it was a
Yeah.
like the perspective. Like he told you in the life that he was living, keep going, and I'm not going to bring you in this life. And now you're in
Yeah.
a different phase in your life. Which
but you probably kept that. That was for sure, like in your subconscious
Subconscious.
throughout life.
I just knew the kind of life I wanted to live, and the beginning ain't my fault. The situation you're born into is not on you.
Yeah.
The way you end up, I tell people all the time, being born poor ain't your fault. Dying poor is absolutely your fault. That's all on you. You know, and it's not just about money, you know. I mean, it's the way I raise my kids, the way they view me as a man, as a dad, as a husband. I got 4 sons. They're going to be husbands one day. I'm their example.
Yeah.
You know, how would they be? You know, how are they
Yep.
going to treat their wife? You know, all those things. And so they're watching me, and I know that I have to set the expectation, and the standard is always set here. You know, and all I knew is that as an adult, like right now, I get anxiety thinking about being poor. Like that's one of my greatest fears. Like not having money. Like I remember 5th grade, I had one pair of pants. Like I had one pair of pants that my mom bought when school started in September, and in June on the last day, she cut them and made
Shorts.
and I wore them all summer. Right? I had one pair of shoes, and I would have to take my shoe off and pull my sock up because my sock was hanging out the bottom, and I would run on it and I would tear holes in them. So all my socks had holes in them because my shoe had a hole in it, and I couldn't get another pair until school started. And I don't want my kids to live that.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many pair of shoes I have. I find boxes like, when the fuck did I buy this? You know, because trauma, right? I'm afraid to live any type of life that looks synonymous to when I was a kid. You know, just not having. My kids not having. My kids, one kid lives in my house, Aiden. He's 13. He thinks he's rich. And me and Audrey laugh all the time. He thinks he's rich. I have a hard time telling him he's not. Because I wish I felt like I was rich. Now, first of all, you broke as shit. You don't have a damn dime. You know, but I'm glad that my kids feel like they can have anything.
Yeah.
I'm glad I can provide that kind of security for them because I bust my ass. I work hard, you know, and nobody did that for me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, nobody provided. So I was the kid wishing I had what all my friends have.
So you say
Yeah.
no one provided, but can I ask you this, like in perspective, did no one provided, but did the people that were in your life to provide at the best way that they knew how to? And is that where your grace comes in?
So my mom, yes. My dad, he ran the streets. My dad sold drugs. My dad had plenty of money. He was just doing his own thing. Like,
Okay.
being a dad wasn't important to him.
Yeah.
You know, my dad would pull up in a Mercedes Benz convertible and buy every kid on the block something from the ice cream truck and give me $100 and pull off. You know, seeing the hole in my shoe, the hole in my sock, you know, seeing I need a haircut, you know. But what he did, he was probably in the neighborhood. Let me see my son outside, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I got 2 of my kids live in Grand Rapids. Like, I'll send the money. I'll get on the road and go up there. Like, whatever I need to do. Like, if you need it, like, if they call, they're getting it. Like, they're going to get it.
Right.
You know, and so everything I went through as a kid, like, as soon as I wake up, every day when I wake up, I got pictures on my nightstand, the kids. There's something to remind me of everybody that I have to provide for. I got 5 kids and a wife, right? And every day when that alarm go off, I got to get out that bed and I got to grind. I got to go because she can lose her job. I can't. Even if I do, I'm still the man of the house. And we want to be the lead. We want to be the man. That comes with responsibility.
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And we got to provide, and that's what we do, and that's what I do. That's what I'm always gonna do. And my greatest attribute is my work ethic.
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna if he get down and do 100 push-ups right now, I'm gonna do 101. I'm gonna be hurt tomorrow, but I'm not gonna let him out.
you can get
know
that
what I'm saying?
101
I'm just not
in,
gonna-
yeah.
feel you.
That's just who I
That's
am.
who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and so when I'm gone on my tombstone somewhere, or I'm gonna haunt the shit out of somebody, it better say provider. Like
Yeah.
this is what he did.
Yeah.
You know,
That's-
so
And that's awesome, man. I mean, to even have that on your back, just to be a provider and have that to be like your staple to drive you every day.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome for sure.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys don't provide.
and,
Right.
they don't, and I can't understand it.
Yep.
The other
Yeah.
yesterday, Tawana and LaShawn woke me up with a message. They said, "Hey, in EXP, you are above the #1 black agent in EXP. Actually, she was like, by a million. Actually, 1.5 million. She said, you are technically the top black agent in EXP in Michigan. And I was like, wow, I ain't been an agent 2 years.
That's fire.
Not 2 years. Like my volume right now, I've sold 51 houses this year, and I'm at like almost 7 million.
Damn.
You know,
That's
Yeah.
deserves
That's
some-
awesome. Yeah.
That's yeah.
because
Definitely.
Yeah.
when I wake up and I look over, and every morning I hear her say, I hate my job. I want to quit. I don't want to.
Tell you where I work.
You know.
Yeah.
And so I'll be like, I gotta go, right? I gotta grind. You know, these kids, I know these kids smell closing day. They gonna call. You know what I'm saying? They gonna call.
They have it on their calendars.
You
huh?
know, yes. So, and so my work ethic is my greatest attribute. I work. That's what I do. If I don't do nothing else, I probably work too much. You know, but
Audrey, I call it
Yeah.
my survival job, and I totally feel you.
The-
It's my survival job.
And that's
Do we not?
that's my
Yeah.
goal to get her away
yeah.
from that.
I tell.
You know,
I mean,
so-
these are my business partners, and I literally I'm like my fucking survival job.
And so to wrap it up, because we kind of got to wrap it up. What's a few words you would leave, just for anyone that may have went through what you went through coming up, or what's a few words you would leave?
I would like to say to anybody out there that lived a life synonymous to mine, I was always a guy that I wanted to run in the streets with the big dogs. I ain't want to stay on the porch with the puppies, right? And so when you want to be that, you got to do that. You got to live that. And you got to accept everything that come with that, right? So you can't make excuses. Find your way and go. Just figure out
Yeah.
what you want to do, who you want to be, and go. And don't let anything, just because you haven't seen anybody be that, what you want to be, just because nobody has prepared you to be that, that does not mean you can't be it. So just go and do it and become what you want to be anyway. Find a way and push. Get it done.
Love it. Find a way and push.
And I will say this in closing, like, you looked for a mentor, and I can probably say, leaving this podcast, that I'm sure there are many young gentlemen behind you that can say that you were equally a mentor for them. And if there's anything, and I say that to my husband all the time, like, if there's anything that you can walk away from, you gave someone else something that you didn't have. And
Yeah.
that's an amazing accomplishment
I
in
did.
itself.
I did.
So thank you, Chris Moore, so much for being here.
Thank you for
sharing
We're gonna
your
have
story.
after
Thank
hours. Thank you for sharing your story. We're about to have after hours. There might be some lives, but catch us next week. I'm not even sure who our guest is next week.
I have
but
no
we will be
clue.
back next week with another podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Will Pay, you did great.
That was hot.
That was fire. Hey, look,
You enjoy it, man?
I've never talked about some of that stuff out loud.